What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about something that I have not spoken before on one of these short videos, and that is what happens when a setup breaks and why it happens. Before we start, I want you guys to slam the heart button. I want you guys to share this video around because this is an important video, and I want all the beginner traders who could possibly need to watch this video to have access to it. Let's cut the shit and let's get right into it. This is SPY, and this is a 5-minute chart. And we saw an inverse head and shoulders forming midday on this. I'm gonna make these little curves so that I can label the shoulders and head. This is the first shoulder right here. The head right here. The second shoulder tries to form right here. It starts to bounce and then it gets rejected. If this would have bounced and broke the neckline, which is right up here, we would have had upside all the way up towards this top where my cursor is. But the bears are able to reject this little shoulder, break the shoulder, and invalidate that inverse head and shoulders. What does that tell us? That tells us that when bulls had everything in their favor, they had a very, very strong bullish setup, which is an inverse head and shoulders, they were unable to push the price. So they had everything in their favor, and they were unable to control the price and create an uptrend. That tells us that bulls are weak and bears are stronger, because the bears, they were at a disadvantage. There was a very, very strong setup against them, and they still came out on top. That tells us that they're likely to have control of the price moving forward. So when we see this shoulder break, we get this consolidation area. That's a solid spot for a short opportunity, an entry, and then we see this $2 move to the downside that essentially plays out what we saw happen here. We saw the bears had the power, they had the control, they stuffed the bulls' attempt at a good bullish setup, and then they, continued it to the downside. I hope this makes sense to you guys. If you take one thing from this video, just take when a setup breaks, the sentiment that had the setup in their favor is weak because they were unable to play that setup out even though they had an advantage at the current price. I hope that all makes sense. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the replies, DMs, all that sort of stuff. Thanks for watching and have a good night.